All right, so we are looking at the different parts that we can divide the body into. So this is something that we already did with the gummy bears. We're just going to come up with some formal definitions to be able to label this. So the first one is sagittal. So we said that the sagittal divides the plane into, so we'll put divides into left and right parts. Okay, and so as we say that, let's label our picture as sagittal. So I'm going to use a highlighter. You can use a marker, whatever it is that you want to use. So it's dividing the body, getting a picture on one side and different parts. Then mid-sagittal. Remember we said middle. And that is going to divide into equal, and that would be our key word there. Left and right parts. Now, when we see midterm in a word, I am going to highlight that and make that stand out to you. You can highlight, you can use a marker, whatever it is that you want to do. Some people underline. So mid, in this case, is going to be the equal part. So make that stand out to you. And then let's label our picture as mid-sagittal. And again, I'm going to color so that we understand that we're talking equal left and right halves. Okay, one side separate from the other. All right, the next one is frontal. So with frontal, we said it divides into, and we used frontal to divide the body into front and back, but now we got to use the formal words. So we're going to say divides the body into dorsal, and I'll put this in parentheses. We said dorsal fin, that's going to be on the back. And ventral. And if we look at our midterm here, ventral means front. So frontal divides the body into dorsal and ventral. And so I'm going to highlight this again so it stands out. So that frontal is ventral or front. So label your picture as frontal. So frontal divides the body into front and back, also known as anterior and dorsal. And then the last one that goes along with this would be transverse. So we said midterm, trans means through or across. So we're going across the body. So we're going to divide into, and so we said into the upper or above and below, but we need to use our midterm words. So into superior. So let's put in parentheses what superior means. Superior means above and inferior. And inferior means below. Okay, color in your picture. So we're dividing it into two different sections. We're going to label it as my transverse, and we're going to highlight that med-term word for trans being through or across. All right, turn the paper over and let's look at the next part. The next part that we are looking at is the anatomical position. So with the anatomical position, we see the person standing here. So this is the anatomical position. So what is the point of this? It's a standard reference point for directional terms, regardless of the actual position of the body. So let's put that in first grade terms in English. What does it mean? It means that it's a starting point. That whenever I'm talking about a muscle, I'm talking about a bone, I'm talking about anything, we automatically put the person in this position, and then we determine, is it above, is it below, is it on front, is it on back, is it to the side, is it to the middle, based on this position right here. So we're gonna describe this position. So the first thing is standing erect. So standing erect. And so first grade words for that means that I'm standing on my feet. I'm standing up. That's what that means. Second thing is feet parallel. So notice both the feet are pointing forward. They're not touching each other. Facing forward. Arms at side. Notice his arms aren't up in the air up here. They're down here, and that does make a difference. And then the other one is palms are forward. So you can see the palms of their hands. And so this is my anatomical position. So you can do a couple of things when we're testing on this. You can describe it with words. You can describe it with a picture like this. Either one would be correct. All right, let's move our paper down. All right, so first one, superior. So we just did med-term with superior. Let me move this. That's better. All right, so we said super means above. So superior is above something else. So we're going to write above another part of the body. So let's do an example so that we understand. So we would say the eyes are superior to the hips. So if I was talking to a first grader, I would say the eyes are above the hips. Okay? Med-term, super, and above. So we start using our med-term and understanding it. All right, let's do the next one. The next one is inferior. So we said inferior means below or under. So we would say inferior is below a part of the body. So again, let's write an example down. So we would say toes are inferior to the fingers. The toes are below the fingers. So infer midterm means below. All right, now I want to go down to our picture here, and we're going to label two different things. So I'm going to switch colors again so that we don't get our colors confused. And I'm going to label my human right here. So I have this person, and we're going to draw an arrow up like this. So what does up mean? Up means superior. And down means inferior. All right, now for my vet students, this is going to be the key that we want to be able to remember too. When we're looking at up and down, you need to make sure that you're paying attention to above and below because it can start to get tricky. All right, we're going to take a break here and come back.